This is a one fall. And it's a six-man tag team matchup. Introducing first.
Calm down, Mike. It's not that serious.
Don't you tell me to calm down. After this travesty we just saw in the previous match, fans. If you haven't been able to see that yet, we're talking about the Hybrid Women's Championship match, Calientita versus Key Vibes, where Bert Vixen interfered in this match after the fact. Cannot believe the unprofessionalism from that lady.
She could smell the deceit in the air. That's why she appeared. She created a portal for herself and made her way through, just like J-Wave for some reason.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad to see J-Wave. We need a bit of a pick-me-up after what we just saw here, and it is coming in the form of a school of sharks, the Texas Treats.
Looks like J-Wave is water bending as the sharks make their way through.
From the Treats Nation, by way of the city of Passion, Texas, the team of the Megalodon, the Mexico Shark, Diego Renee, and the great white Chris Marvel. They are the Texas Treats.
And again, the Texas Treats make their way, but you know what? I'm happy for it because their vacation was ruined, and I'm all right with that.
You're happy that someone else's happiness is ruined. You know that sounds very on brand for you, Doc. That sounds very on brand that you would wish that misfortune onto somebody else. Can't believe you.
This is not misfortune. They had to do a job, and they came here not to do it.
Their
and
job.
They were pulled back and told, you're not going to leave here after you did all these disaster debacles in every match we've seen them. They've always come in with some angle where they want to sit there and interfere, interrupt. Just get in the way.
In the way they were leaving. They were going on vacation. I mean, I'm glad we get to see a Texas Treats here tonight. I think that is a blessing for us and the crowd, of course. But I can only imagine how frustrating that must be for these men in the ring. You were supposed to be on your way to the beach right now. And instead, you've got to go ahead and deal with a trios match with these three men that this newcomer freak show has put together.
This is a curse.
But you know what? I'm with you there.
I'm okay that we have to do this because they need their comeuppance. We need to bring them down a few pegs.
Tell them, J-Wave. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, don't tell them, J-Wave. Because the freak show has arrived.
And the opponents, the team of the Black Belt, Jesse James, the Mad Scientist, Eric Walker.
They're all idiots, every single one of them, idiots.
And the Bloodhounds, Jay Young, the Young,
And there you hear the official name for this trio's team, Deadman and Jay Young, Jesse James, Eric Walker, all three men who are very dangerous in that ring in singles competition. But how are they going to gel as a three-man unit, Doc?
And we're going to find out here real quick. Jesse James, of course, jumping in, showing off the talent, the ability, the Naga champion, and the Bloodhound, always ready for a fight. And of course, the Mad Scientist, who you never know where they're going to land next.
That's right, all three of these men bring a very different angle of attack to this situation. But let's not forget who they're in there against, Doc. They are in there with a trios team that has won everything that you could win in the Texas wrestling scene, that has been there, done that, and gone back again to do it one more time. They are there with the Texas Treats.
You're very generous with your adjectives. They don't win any, with your action verbs, actually. They don't win anything. They cheat their way through. They find a way to get J-Wave to involve himself. They use weapons when they're not supposed to.
When you're not supposed to, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was designated weapon time. I'm sorry, Doc.
Designated weapon time?
Well, that's what I'm saying. What are you talking about? As we get underway, Don Juan going to start us off for the Texas Treats. Jesse James Looks like he's going to start us off for Deadman's hand. I will say, Doc,
Okay.
I do agree with this starting choice.
Why?
Jesse James, we have said that again time and time again, and I am one to absolutely give credit where it's due, unlike my broadcast colleague.
Credit.
But Jesse James is a man who comes in with a pedigree of championships and skills outside of the wrestling world. A man who has made his name in MMA, is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, practices Muay Thai regularly. As you said earlier, competes in Naga championships, goes in and dominates those Naga championships, is the crown champion there still, but he's in there with a shark.
Who's trying to joke on a man whose accolades you just listed. Look at him. What is he doing? These punches he's giving, he's actually making fun of Jesse James.
Oh, Jesse James.
Take it up the school.
I don't think Don Juan was making fun of him. I mean, if you square up with Jesse James, again, like you said, after the whole resume that we just listed for the man, do you think Don Juan is going to get in there, square up, and throw some hands with him? No, that would be a ridiculous decision. Don Juan is doing what he has to do to throw this killer off his game. He's doing the thing that has led the Texas Streets to victory over the years that they've been a unit, and that is what they need to do to pick up the victory.
Knees to the gut of Jesse James. Don Juan goes in for it, but Jesse James too quick, pulls his leg right out from under him. Oh, he's going for it. He's kicked off. And drop kick right into Don Juan. He's going to have to figure it out because Jesse James, of course, knows exactly what he's going to do to him.
Looks like he knows what he's going to do. Is going after Chris Marvel. He's eyeing Chris Marvel down, the Great White himself, but he's got to keep his eyes focused on the Megalodon. Don Juan taking him over in the corner and lighting him up with that chop. That was for your mama, Doc. I don't know if you heard that.
Well, Jesse James going to take it to Don Juan's mama with that kick. He just took to the sternum.
She's a very nice lady.
Very nice lady who did not really put too much attention on Don Juan's antics because here he goes, taking it from Jesse James from on top that crossbody.
But not enough to pick up the victory. Jesse James still looked like he's ready to go. Don Juan in a world of trouble. Looked like he was dazed from that onslaught. Double underhook suplex takes him over. Jesse James staying on the attack.
Oh, we're going for it. Takes a chop to the back. And Don Juan wasn't able to do anything. He was actually restrained. Jesse James now in the second turnbuckle.
AC just
shows respect.
Just leaped up to that second turnbuckle. Show of agility from Jesse James. Diego Rene getting the pin, or excuse me, getting the tag now. Going to be the legal man for the Texas Streets.
Slowly making his way in. I mean, look what he's doing. Is this him trying to show anticipation? Look, he's not even really respecting the opponent, who now is Eric Walker.
Respect the opponent, Doc. I need to remind you, respect is earned in that ring. If Diego Rene, or excuse me, Derek Walker wants Diego Rene's respect, what do you think he's going to have to do? Do you think he's going to get it just by teaming up and going in the ring? No, he's got to get in there, lock up with the Mako, and make sure that he can swim with the sharks. As he and Diego Rene square off, is trading those forearms in the middle of the ring. It looks like he's rocking Diego, to be fair, but firing back with these chops, Doc.
You have an opponent in Eric Walker who is experimenting at all times. He's looking for a way to get that in, to get that shot in any way he can so his opponent does not get back up. This is his laboratory. You got to give it to Eric Walker because what he's doing right now is really getting under the skin of Diego Rene. Up in the air, takes him down. I'm telling you, the nerves up and down the spine of Diego Rene must be singing.
I'm with you there, Doc. I mean, if Diego Rene cannot get out of the precarious predicament he's found himself in, he's going to be in trouble, but looks like he's done just that. The clothesline into the snap bear takes Eric Walker over, and Diego plants the knee in the back, follows it up with that vicious kick.
Eric Walker holding his face. He's feeling the pain. Here comes a cover from Diego Rene. Not quite, though. Eric is unpredictable. Being a mad scientist, you never know what they're going to cook up.
That's very true. Eric Walker is known for just that unpredictable style in the ring. Has worked to his advantage sometimes, other times not so much, but right there, definitely picking up the better of that situation. Taking Diego Rene over with that suplex. Looks like Diego was able to make a tag. I think Jay Young, yes, got the tag there. He's going to be going up against Chris Marvel.
This is a test. And I'm going to give this to you. Chris Marvel is known for being quite crafty in the ring. almost like an assassin, knows exactly where to target his opponent, but Jay Young, always ready for a fight, never backs down, just like a bloodhound, knows how to sniff out the weakness in his opponent.
Give that to me. I think that's just stating simple facts there, Doc. But yes, you're right. Chris Marvel, a dangerous, dangerous man in that ring. And Jay Young, if the Bloodhound is not careful himself, he's going to find that out firsthand. Does look like it's just a bit of a feeling out process here. As these fans definitely getting in on the action.
We're split. Half for Marvel, half for Jay.
Well, there's no accounting for taste as far as the Jay half is concerned. Chris Marvel locking in that waist lock, turns Jay Young around, but the Bloodhound blocks it.
Like I said, the Bloodhound knows exactly where to find those weaknesses. Pulls him up, down, into the canvas. Jay Young going back for more. Ooh. Takes it to the face of Chris Marvel. Only gets a 2, but a great start for Jay Young.
But can he keep it going, Doc? That is always the question. To his credit, though, solid idea there, holding control of Chris Marvel in that front base lock, making the tag to Eric Walker, who again, making sure to maintain that control with the waist lock. But there you see, right there, Doc, is the difference maker. The ring awareness of a Chris Marvel, that veteran mindset, knowing that all he had to do was not some fancy flip, he just had to get to the ropes and break the hold.
Chris Marvel holds on to the ropes, and Eric Walker not able to maintain control, but flips right over the shoulder of Chris Marvel.
Right into
and
Don
oh
Juan.
gosh, here we go.
Tag team offense. The Texas Streets showing just why they have been as successful as they have. Don Juan just punishing Eric Walker now. These closed fist shots to the head.
What you didn't take into account was the fact that this trio that the Freak Show has put together has been studying. The Freak Show has forced them to really put their heads together and watch the Texas Streets. They have to watch other matches that they've been in. They have to be in the audience and quietly scope around and figure out where exactly they need to get into the Texas Streets' head, exploit that weakness, and move forward.
Well, I definitely hope so, Doc. I mean, I would like to think, despite the mysterious circumstances we've seen this Freak Show figure pop up in the past couple of weeks, I would hope that there's been some type of game plan going on. Hold on, Diego Rene looks like he's got some sort of injury now. Is he okay?
Injury, interruption. Keeping the
Interruption
occupied
from Jay Young.
What in the world?
Diego Rene bravely fighting through injury with this snap suplex on Eric Walker. Goes for the pin, but not able to pick up the victory.
There was no injury. That was a misdirection just so that the ref can get distracted trying to tell Jay Young. And
I cannot believe you are discounting the resilience of a Diego Rene. The Marauder making the tag, and Chris Marvel somersault senton from the outside.
Stepping on the face of Eric Walker. And just look at him. He's just going in for more. Eric Walker not able to recover now. His circulation blocked as a chokehold is being placed on him. And Jay Young's trying to see if he can at least encourage Eric Walker, to move closer to his corner, tag his partner in.
But he can't do any of that right now, Doc. Chris Marvel has Eric Walker right where he wants him, and that is right in his clutches. Eric Walker, though, managed to break out for just a moment, but still taken down. Chris Marvel proving to be too much. Goes for the pin, but not enough to put him away.
Outstretched arm grabbed by Chris Marvel. He's holding it locked in his arm, really wrenching it back. Pulling him back up to his feet, forcing him to the wrong corner, picks him up. Oh, body slams him back down.
The wrong corner. Why is the wrong corner, pray tell, Doc?
He takes the ref's attention away again.
He is ensuring that these Deadman's hand team here is not trying to pull a fast one here. They are a brand new team. Who even knows if they're on the same page? How does Jesse James know Jay Young isn't bringing a foreign object into the ring? He doesn't know that. Chris Marvel's got to be careful.
Chris Marvel just took the legs of Eric Walker and split them between the ring posts with J-Wave helping them with this. He's not even part of the match.
Well, J-Wave, in my opinion, is entitled to a bit of comeuppance after what we saw earlier, the insult that he sustained. And these fans need to show some respect.
J-Wave is the insult, and yeah, we have to give him credit for what he's doing. He's just distracting the ref. He's helping his team to get the advantage by doing deceptive measures in order for them to stay on top. That's not being anywhere on top. That's cheating.
Hold on, Jay Young trying to just jump in the middle of the ring now. going after Diego Rene, not doing his team any favors.
Oh, my
Eric Walker
goodness.
sent to the ropes. A pair of kicks, a trio, 4 back-to-back. Eric Walker is on Dream Street, but managing to just kick out with a defiant scream. But how far is that going to get him, Doc?
The Sharks trying to take a bite out of Eric Walker as Jay Young watches on. Jesse James ready to go. Jay Young holding that string, trying to extend his hand, but Eric Walker's struggling. He's going to have to push through the pain. Don Juan really holding on tight. Jay Young trying to ask for that energy. He's still holding himself out there. Eric Walker's just fighting through, just trying to make some space for himself.
Oh, Eric Walker looks like he got caught by that drop down from Don Juan. Sent to the outside. Jay Young getting one for his trouble, and why not Jesse James too? Hold on, Don Juan now.
J-Wave using the cane.
Hold on, Don Juan is in the ring. Hold on, Don Juan is having a wardrobe malfunction. It's a very important aspect here. Got to make sure the referee's going to allow him to continue.
This is not a fashion show, Mike. If you can't put your clothes on correctly, you shouldn't be in the match to begin with.
Well, so much to tell us a guy living that. But nonetheless.
Oh, my God. Here we go. Chris Marble, foot firmly planted on the back of the neck. Eric Walker struggling. And the ref doing her due diligence to tell Chris Marble that he needs to stop or the count will catch up to him.
Oh, and Eric Walker needs to worry about these chops catching up with him as Jay Young, Jesse James can't do anything but look on helplessly as Eric Walker is forced to absorb all of this punishment from the great white of the Texas Streets, Chris Marble.
And they're really working Eric. They're not letting him get a break. They're not letting the opponents, his team, to get in there. Eric Walker, though, he's pushing through it. He's trying to find a way to get air into his lungs, punching through the ribs. Jawbreaker to Chris Marble, takes an enziguri for good measure. Chris Marble holding his face, but Eric Walker unfortunately face down. Hopefully he can extend his hand, crawl his way back to his corner. Jay Young ready to go, so is Jesse James.
I'm sure Eric Walker, if he had everything he's wanting right now, he would be able to make that tag. Jesse James, too, going post to post, trying to will the man to the corner. Jay Young gets the tag, but so does Don Juan in the corner, Doc.
Oh, throws out Don Juan. He goes for Diego Rene, takes him down with that clothesline, and yet one more time, here comes Don Juan. He rolls right back in, but he's taken out by Jay Young and takes a kick to the head. Chris Marble on the outside again. Diego Rene taking the damage from Jay Young, up in the air, back down.
Falcon arrow to Diego Rene. Jay Young, though, not going for the pin to follow up, Doc. This may be a mistake on behalf of the young man. Diego Rene reverses the Irish whip, sends Jay Young to the ropes, but Jay Young, catches the boot from Diego Rene.
And here comes Don Juan yet again, inserting himself. He's not even a legal person in. I didn't see a tag. And here comes Chris Marble pulling Jesse James, and J-Wave yet again going after Eric Walker with the cane. Freak Show throws in some cards.
Throws the cards in the ring. Is he trying to distract him? Hold on, Jay Young with the roll-up.
The win! Jay Young squeaks away with the win.
Eric Walker, Jesse James, and Jay Young.
Come on, Mike. I know you want to say it. Freak Show knew what he was doing. Jesse James, Jay Young, Eric Walker, they got the win.
You know what I want to say? The only thing I want to say is how the Texas Streets were robbed in the middle of that ring. How dare this Freak Show individual interfere in that match, throwing a deck of cards in the ring? Are you serious? What? You're okay with that, though, aren't you, Doc? That's perfectly legal to doctor the wife, isn't it? Of course it is. Of course. Your favoritism on display. The Texas Streets were robbed.
Robbed. Comeuppance. That's exactly what had to happen. And we have the Freak Show celebrating with his teammates at the curtain as the Texas Streets look on in disappointment. But you know what? Texas Streets, your number's up.
We'll have to see what the future holds for both of these teams. Deadman's hand making one hell of an impression here in their debut against the Texas Streets. But fans, don't go anywhere. This is still Coast to Coast Invasion for Dr. The Wife. I am Mike Wilkes. Don Juan has a microphone.
This is live. We're in Pro Wrestling Game. Because we beat you up fair and square. Everybody saw We're out of here!
Play our music, you dummy! Play our music! Put it on the news!
Hybrid strong.